There's so many people still living a life that has an old version of you in it. They don't know that you've moved on from certain behaviors or character traits or even projects, whatever you want to look at. They don't know about that gap in between where you've changed and evolved and became a new person. So their expectations are based on their last occurrence with you, right? And that's not always a negative thing, right? The point is, people don't see your growth. They see you as a physical being. They knew of you at one point in life, and things change and they're not a part of it. So don't have an expectation, or don't be disappointed when people don't understand or interpret your change properly. It's not their job to do that. Did you interpret your change? Did you see the development of what happened? And when people misinterpret it, how do you respond to it now? That's emotional intelligence, that EQ that we talk about, right? And understand that, okay, they don't see me. They don't understand that I'm not her anymore. No problem. Don't be offended by that, right? Sometimes we have to show people, listen, I'm not in a space to do what I used to do because that's not me anymore. But it was good to see you, or I don't mind engaging with you, but at this level, I'm not her. You have to know that, right? And set in that boundary, because how would they know if they weren't a part of it? So don't be offended by that. Honestly, I think it's fun to meet people from your past in this space and say, hey, let's see if we're compatible. That's a good thing to me. I'm no longer heartbroken when people don't mesh with me anymore, because okay, we're not in the same frequency. It just didn't happen that way. No problem. I still love you. I still wish you well. No hard feelings. But when building relationships, it really has to be a match when it comes to interest and mindset, and not because we are identical and think alike. No, I want someone I could push and pull with. I want you to be able to teach me things I've never heard of and debate, because I love to go back and forth. But it has to be within the boundaries of how we learn each other, right? So there's respect there, and no one is stepping on the other person's toes when they express themselves, because I don't want to agree with everything you say. No. But how do we talk to each other? How do we introduce the debate, right? So it doesn't come off offensive. If you don't know me, you're not going to know how to do that. So now that's how I learned to build relationships. I see how people engage and how they choose to communicate. And if I don't like it, if I feel like it's something that's going to annoy me, trigger me, or even just put me in a negative space, I don't engage. I disengage. I'm not doing this, right? And it's not to hurt the other person. It's for my own preservation. Only I know my triggers. I know things that don't come off well to me. And I can express that as best possible, depending on what's going on in every situation. But once you know it's not a match, you don't stick around and say, well, I'm going to give them another try. I've done that, and that's people pleasing, right? But going forward, the type of relationships that I'm building, I don't want to impose on other people's energy and vice versa, right? Allow them to impose on my energy where it's disrupting what I should be doing because I'm trying to please what they think I'm supposed to be doing, or how I'm supposed to be responding to them, or what they think is funny. Like, nah, if it don't agree with me, I can't do that. And that's self-preservation, and I think it's a way to do that without disrespecting people. And I'm learning how to do that actively in real life, so relationships are ending, but I'm also gaining relationships because my frequency is on a frequency that says this is my boundary. I've set the tone. So that right there, that statement, setting the tone, is your frequency. You setting your frequency to what you want in your space, the type of relationships you want for partners, friendships, family, right? Even people who are assigned to you. It's not always a match. And we have to be willing to say, okay, well, you're not a match, so you can't come, right? That's that you can't sit with us right there. And it's not about being malicious or making a person feel like they're ostracized, because often I feel like people who describe what I'm talking about are the ones who feel ostracized. We are the ones that are pushed out because we tend to not find people who agree with the way we think, or they're not on that frequency with us, right? And that's not to say we sometimes we lower, depending on what our triggers are and our own personal experience. My point is, you got to respect that and honor that in every way. Business, friendships, lovers, family, everything. Apply that shit, and move like that. And you will attract everything that you're meant to attract. The world is your mirror. the greatest takeaway I had from studying Buddhism was to see myself in others. That way I had no malice or harmful thought when it came to the next human being. Or if I did, I knew how to check myself through mindfulness. I understood, like, whoa, that's you talking to, you know that, right? Even some people believe in, like, this is my movie mindset. You understand? Like main character type shit, right? So if this is my movie, why would I want to think of another man and wish them harm or negative, understanding that they could also be a reflection of me? That's where that comes from. So even when I see the negative in people, it's like, okay, why did I see that? And then taking it and identifying, you know, I could honor not being like that. You know, not so much because I am that person. Like, I'm not the maniac on the corner on the subway, no. But also having an eye to say I could be that person, so I should have empathy. That's what that mirror talk is about. It's not about saying I'm crazy like them or I'm down like them, no. But I have to have enough love in me, that unconditional love, to actually see myself in their shoes and move with empathy. So I'm never coming from a place of harsh judgment on anyone. Right? And that's important to me because I understand my life as purpose, and anything that my eyes are recording to me, it better be the right message. If not, I'm reading the wrong narrative. Right? And I want to be at peace when I move. I don't want to be triggered by people. And I also want other people to learn through me, right? How they should handle people. Because I know I'm a valuable person. So if I have to move away from you, or you have an experience that's negative when it comes to me, I know when I walk away, you feel it. And you're going to have to reevaluate your own self in ways that's going to lead you back to God. And that's because of who I am. Right? And I'm okay with separating from people because of that. Take it back to God. What happened here? Right? That's what I do. And that's how I know when it's time to disengage. I trust that. I trust that inner voice in me. And I trust when God is leading me to remove myself or apply more pressure when it comes to certain relationships. That's so important with how we grow despite past experiences, without allowing our exes and our parents and whoever did or said whatever to us to still be alive in our present day and active in how we decide to move in relationships. You don't want to be triggered with every single engagement. That shit sucks, yo. It really does. So now at this point, moving forward, right? You learn the lessons. We're not here to play the same old games before. And that's why you could be so, people would say like detachment. No, I did this already, bro. I'm not doing this again with nobody. That's my boundary, right? Zero tolerance in real life. You felt that? Good. Take that lesson. I love you. I love you, right? But no, you're not going to do that here. And I mean that because I love you. See, a person who don't love you would allow you to operate in a space or a mindset or a frequency that's below you. If I can see your potential and you still operating below where you're supposed to be at, I ain't dragging nobody. No, sirree Bob. Right? Self-preservation again. So that's how we keep going. No dead weight. You got to keep pushing. It's not about not loving people. Sometimes unconditional love means letting go. Meaning, I got to teach you the lesson through my absence. Not because I want to harm you. Not because I wish you ill will. No. I can't do this with you. You got to learn that, because I learned on my own. Ain't nobody was like, yo, let me tell you the secret to how you fucking up. Nah. It don't go like that, unfortunately. That's a conversation you have with God in hindsight. Right? To wrap this up. The blessing of hindsight. That's the conversation that happens. Right? Through failure. So that's how you know. And once you know, ain't no point in making the same mistakes again. It's not a trigger response. It's a wise response. It's a knowledgeable response. I got data on this shit now, right? Spiritual data, physical data, life experience. You can't tell me no more. I don't have to debate. That's my spiritual boundary, right? My personal boundary, right? So it is what it is. But keep going and keep growing. That's the remedy, right? Understand in hindsight your failures. Understand what happened within your relationship dynamics when it comes to everybody around you, and use that shit. That's your playbook. Don't ever forget that. That's it. That's all.